Good. Now the recording started. Welcome everybody to 2026 Climate Launchpad. The new cohort has already opened applications, and today we will explain you the whole procedure, how to apply, what it's all about Climate Launchpad. And before we do that, I'm Christian Schmitz. We have Yuichi Terada, Masako Amemiya, and Akira Hoshino are from our team. And we are the PDIE group, the Purpose-Driven Innovation Ecosystem. So I will just guide you quickly through what we are, what is actually Purpose-Driven Innovation. Can everybody see the screen right now?
Yes.
Okay, so actually I started with the last slide. So now I'm at the first slide. So what PDIE, Purpose-Driven Innovation Ecosystem, is all about, it's building a global ecosystem for innovators, connecting innovators with all the different stakeholders, and co-creating a better tomorrow is our tagline for everything we do. A shift in paradigm. So we live in a world where the ego is strong. So we want to shift from ego to ecosystems. So we want to collaborate, we want to complement each other's strengths. And that's why we are building an ecosystem. We want to shift from extraction to regeneration and from competition to collaboration. And all of this should lead to co-creating a better tomorrow. The world is in a transition. We have climate and biodiversity crisis, fragmented systems, we have AI acceleration, and capital disconnected from impact. The challenge is orchestration, and PDIE Group should be an orchestrator and an ecosystem builder to bring the right stakeholders together and accelerate solutions. So what we do is we identify, we connect and scale impactful solutions. So connect, curate, and scale. And also we bridge between worlds. The worlds can be the different stakeholders, the worlds can be different geographies as well. So innovators, corporates, investors, governments, and turning fragmentation into coordinated action. We have a proven track record. The Earthshot Prize is Prince William's prestigious environmental award, and we are the #1 nominator among 500 worldwide, which means that we have nominated most of the finalists in the first 5 years. It's a 10 years initiative leading up to 2030. Climate Launchpad is what we're talking about today. It's the 5th time we are hosting Climate Launchpad, and the Sustainable City Summit, actually next week, 28th of April, we host this time we call it the Regenerative City Summit, and we host events in Davos at the World Economic Forum, in New York at the Climate Week, and of course in Tokyo, where we are at home. We have a unique global network, so we have a lot of access to quite incredible people all around the world, and trusted access to innovation and capital. So beyond networking, of course, execution is the key, and this means curating the solutions and not working with thousands of solutions, but working with vetted small number of solutions and aligning capital, and then have real world deployment and scaling impact. The Climate Launchpad is one of the puzzle pieces in this. And last year we established the Global Regenerative Innovation Alliance, because sustainability is not sustainable anymore. This was one of the keywords in Davos this year. We shift from sustainability to regeneration and accelerate regenerative, resilient, and nature-positive systems. energy, nature, circularity, and cities. So the idea is to connect cities as local hubs and connect the cities internationally. So we are an engine for implementation with curated solutions, capital activation, city deployment, and policy alignment. We have formed different working groups right now, and GRIA is growing. And also in Japan, there will be this year in July, there will be the Nature Positive Summit in Kumamoto, which we are not hosting, but we are participating in this. So Japan as a global bridge, we can use Japan as an example, as a platform for harmony with nature, technological leadership, and global trust. And connecting Japan and the world is also one thing we are passionate about. So all overall, we are building a regenerative future, innovation serving life, capital enabling regeneration, and cities as ecosystems. You can join the ecosystem. We have a membership system as well. You can join as an investor, as a corporation, as a startup, as a researcher, as a student. You can find out on our website. This is our team, Masako, Yuichi, Akira, and myself. So let's co-create a better tomorrow and let's learn about Climate Launchpad. I give the baton to Yuichi and he will explain about the Climate Launchpad now. Yuichi, over to you.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. Unfortunately, sorry, I'm at the Venture Cafe and there's a lot of background noise. So I'm not too sure how much you can hear me. It's hard to hear you guys actually. Christian, can you pull up the
We can hear you
presentation?
very well. We can hear you very well. Yes.
Okay. And no background noise?
I can hear no background noise.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay. Christian, can you pull up the presentation?
Okay. Okay. Just a moment.
Okay, so while we wait for the presentation to be displayed, what I will do is I will explain about the Climate Launchpad and how we have been an active organizer of this program for the past 5 years. And later on, we will not only explain about the program itself and how you can register and what benefits there are, but we will also have a wonderful speaker from one of the winners, the national winners from last year. So we will also have a speaker explain about their experiences and how Climate Launchpad actually contributed to their success in developing their business. So hopefully you will find that very interesting. Christian, can you pull it up or?
I was looking for the English one.
Okay.
So
okay, thank you.
that's a moment full screen. Can you see the full screen right now?
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you. So let
Great.
me briefly explain about the Climate Launchpad, about the overall project, the program, and also how you can join, and also how you can benefit from being a participant for this program. So next page, please. Okay, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but what I would like to do is explain a little bit about Climate Launchpad and how it sort of originated. So, Climate Kick is an organization was initiated by EIT, the European Institute of Innovation and Technology, from the European Union, where climate and innovation, they are a climate and innovation agency in the community. So they came up with this idea to bring the world's largest green tech innovation business. Next page, please. Okay, and we can look at Climate Launchpad using numbers. Actually, it's already 12 years in operation. So there's been a lot of startups that actually started with the Climate Launchpad and who developed their business and have actually developed the business and have become successful by winning a lot of investment and so forth, which I will explain later. Overall, there's been 15,000 applications in the 12 years. And at the moment, there are, I think, 40 plus, and to be exact, I think there are 43 or 44 countries that are participating in 2025. And for Japan, this is the 50th year. There's been 5,000 startups incubated since 2014. And funding raised by Climate Launchpad alumni equates to 500 million euros. So that's a pretty big deal. And it's definitely a driving force in empowering the next generation of climate entrepreneurs and creating tangible solutions to address climate change. And of course, yeah, we all know that how serious this problem is because we're facing global warming at the moment. How does this collaborative delivery model? There's a central team in Europe. The team led by David. Actually, David has changed his role. So actually, the team structure and some of the personnel are changing. But we have a central team who's leading the overall global initiative. And then we have local partners like ourselves. You can see the PDIE logo at the very top in the middle. Then each country will also have a local partner who will organize and also run the program and help the startups or the help initiate the pitch and also initiate the boot camp, the coaching sessions, and the national finals and support for the Asia Pacific finals. And hopefully we can assist the winners to the global finals. So that's how it works. Again, this is a team, our team with Christian, Masako, myself, and Akira-san. What we're doing here is to build a global ecosystem of social innovators, and hopefully, yeah, this year we can have a strong team that will deliver, and that's what we're here for, trying to help everybody be successful. So going into the program itself, how does it work? So this is in a nutshell the roadmap of what's going to happen. This is the actual dates that from last year. This is the calendar from last year. So what's happening at the moment is, okay, and this is the calendar for this year. Applications are open right now, and the deadline is May 15th. So everybody who's interested, we do have the link to the application. So please do register and make an application. Make sure you have registered because the deadline is coming very soon. After the registration, what will happen is we will have an intensive boot camp training in June. We will have a dedicated trainer from the ClimateLaunchpad trainer who will take us through a boot camp, which is going to be three consecutive, well, not three intensive program, which we will go through the 9 slides, which is required for the presentation. And through the presentation, it's not only a learning session, but it will also be a workshop so that you can work with your fellow cohort. And what's really special about this program is the fact that you get to become friends with your cohort, and you exchange ideas, solutions, and so forth, which is a program that is a program where you can grow along with your cohort. Once the boot camp is done, completed, we will have a follow-up coaching session. Today, we have a few coaches from previous years, and our coaches have won a very high reputation from the participants. And thanks to the coaches, our teams at Apply have always done a great job for the presentation for the national finals, and also for the regional finals, and even for the global finals. The national finals this year says August 20, but we're thinking about doing it on the previous date, August 27th. So the actual date will be updated soon, but we will, the venue is not decided yet, but we are thinking about, last year we had it at the Tokyo Innovation Days, but this year we may have it at Bank of America, who is one of our sponsors for the program, but this is to be noticed. The regional finals will be a virtual session, and this will take place at the beginning of September. And the winners of the Japan National Finals, we will have 3 winners who will go and advance into the Asia Pacific finals. And if you win there, you will then advance and compete to the global grand final, which will be held in Singapore this year in mid-October. Christian, can you go to the
Sorry,
next page?
I have to unshare once and share again. Just a moment. Something strange happened here. Okay. I was actually copying the link for application. What can you see now?
Nothing yet.
Nothing?
Yeah. I think it's coming up. Have any of you online applied for the program already? Maybe nobody yet?
Or planning to apply?
Yes, or planning to apply is good enough, yes. And I see Sajan have a question. Just curious, but how many are joining from overseas outside of Japan? And I see some hands. And I'm so sorry because the place is so loud. It's very hard to hear myself. And I'm very sorry if you can't really hear me very well. But
I have done something wrong here with a desktop. So I cannot find the. Let me try it again. What can you see right now?
I'm sharing my screens.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Okay. Very good. You have maybe a different presentation, it seems. You're talking
Really?
about success stories right now. Okay. Very good.
Yeah. Next, I would like to go into the Japan success stories in the past. So again, this is our fifth year, starting from 2021. So we've done the CLP in the past four times. And in the first year, we had two teams that went into the global grand finals. And Float Meal was a winner of the category of the next big thing, which was amazing. And in the second year, once again, two of our startups entered the global final. So for the two consecutive years, we sent two teams to the global final. In 2020, so that was 2021 and 2022. In 2023, we didn't have anybody going into the finals, but in 2025, we had Atiera, who I hope will join later, who went to the global grand finals. They had a innovative solution for sustainable aviation fuel, and hopefully they will. Shivani, the founder, will join to share her experience as well. And I'm not going to go into too much detail about this testimonial here. This is the review from the 2025 national final. Last year we had four amazing judges. Kamal Asada-san from the Bank of America, Patrick Newell, a very famous American guy who was also a professor at Shinjuku University. He's also well known in the Gaikokujin global community here in Japan. Also, we had Ryo Kawashima from Meti, and we had Nozomi Kosaka-san, one of our media partners, the editor-in-chief of the Business Insider. This year, we are looking into welcoming Kamal Asada-san and Nozomi Kosaka-san for our judges, and the rest we are working on it. And finally, the winners from 2025. So Atiera from Hoist was the runner, the winner. And I don't think we have Shivani on site yet. Do we have Shivani? I don't think so. Okay. And in second place, we had Energy R. We have Sujan Sakku, who's online with us today, and he will be sharing his experience. And we also had Green AI, a very innovative solves decarbonization tool for corporations to actually measure decarbonization, and it's a measuring platform. So now,
Shivani is joining.
okay. Shivani, hello, Shivani. I was just introducing you, so it would be wonderful if you can explain a little bit about your experience, about your project, and how this journey along with the ClimateLaunchpad has contributed to the development of your business idea.
Yes. Hi, everyone. So sorry I'm late today, but thank you very much for letting me speak today. So,
Yuichi, can you unshare the screen maybe? So as long as Shivani is speaking, this would be nicer.
Christian, can you ping?
Yes, there you are.
Okay, great. Hi, everyone. I'm Shivani. I am a graduate of OIST, Okinawa Institute of Science and Technology. We participated and I represented Atiera last year in ClimateLaunchpad. And we started our journey with customer discovery, primarily when we started ClimateLaunchpad. And during this process, when we were encouraged to speak to customers, learn from the feedback, that's when it kind of shaped our journey today. So when we started, we were looking at developing microalgae technologies for different kinds of applications. So we were exploring food, cosmetics, etc. And during ClimateLaunchpad, especially the Japanese boot camp, we started looking into biofuels, and we also got some interest from some of the airlines, and that's what shaped our journey. And then that's what we pitched on the finals of ClimateLaunchpad. So we pitched the whole journey, saying the customer discovery, all our conversations led to the pivot. And after that, we won the competition, and we also came second in Asia Pacific, and we went to Vienna. And we were one of the top 8 in Vienna. It was amazing to see the other startups there. It was all from all over the world. So we had 8 finalists, but then they also invited the top winners from all the different countries. So there were almost 100 teams there. So it was quite an amazing experience meeting all kinds of stages and age groups as well. And it was a very, very diverse group of startups. And I made a lot of lifelong friends, more than business side. So that's also something that I take was very, very valuable. And we are also still connected. We help each other out, sharing any grants, resources, etc. So it's coming from Europe, mostly Europe and Latin America. The community was very, very strong there, and which I hadn't met before. So that was a great experience. And the amazing thing was when we went to the finals, out of the 8 teams, 4 of the teams were pitching for the same market. So that was something that was very unexpected. And we had 4 teams from very different geographies. So we were pitching for aviation fuel from Japan. We had another team from US pitching for the same solution, same market. And then we had one from South Africa and then one from UK. So they were all working towards building aviation fuel, but with different technologies and different readiness.
ちょっと在庫があるかどうかって確認できる。
Somebody get on mute. Somebody wants to Zaiko Kakunin, but
Ebisawa-san,
I'm sorry.
please mute yourself. Thank you.
Yeah. So out of the 8 teams, 4 teams were pitching for aviation fuel, but it was all different technology. So it was also very promising for us to learn that the market is there and a lot of startups are working towards this problem. So it was not like a bad thing for us that we were competing with so many startups in the same space. It was actually very encouraging to learn that, yes, this market is growing and there is a huge need for this solution. So that was a very big validation. Even though we didn't win in the finals, it was a very big validation for us from there. So after that, we came back to Okinawa, and from there now we have refined our business model. That was the most difficult thing to do, and also it's still ongoing, but that's something we are still working on. And then we're getting the technology a little bit stronger than when we started. So this helped us go from basically an idea from customer validation to also getting some recognition globally. And then now we're back in Okinawa building. We also built a team. So when we started, we had a very small team. Now we have 2 more teammates who joined us from different parts of the world. So this whole ClimateLaunchpad Japan kickstarted our journey. And for that, I'm very thankful.
And what are your next steps now? You raised some funding, right? Or did you already close the round? Or
Yes, we are now closing the round in May, actually. So we have now 4 investors who have committed. So we're now finishing up the process to complete the financing round. Hopefully in May it should finish. And after that, we've also been talking to 2 major oil and gas companies, one in Japan and one in Europe. So we are also discussing pilot agreements with them. So that will be the next stage. So we are currently in the lab scale, getting more data, and we learned that the oil and gas companies want specific data for us to be able to move to the next level. So that's what we are focusing our tech now on. So for that, we raised money. We're closing in May. And then we are hoping to raise the bigger amount next year. So in the meantime, we're preparing the technology as well as speaking with our potential pilot partners. So this is kind of our journey now.
That's amazing. So, and this is one of the examples of what can happen. I mean, it's of course not only the climate launchpad, but it's also the climate launchpad which helped this trajectory. And people who are on this call and listening right now, they could be one of the next startups which also goes into this kind of same trajectory. So, Shivani, what is your biggest goal now for scaling up your solution?
Yes, this is a great question. So for us, we've had a lot of learning over the past few months, especially because we're developing technology that has a history of past failures. So this has kind of become our challenge to convince investors, convince partners to say why we are thinking about this differently, what we're doing differently to kind of address the problems of the past. So this is kind of the biggest challenge now, and that's what we learned over the past few months is how can we not make the same mistakes as the other companies in the past. And we have some ideas and we are getting a little bit more kind of recognition now because of our direction of the project. But this is all coming from constant communication, talking with even competitors, talking with the competitors, talking with customers, talking with reading a lot about past experiences, etc. So when you're starting a new company, we started with an idea without knowing much about this whole ecosystem, and then you start opening up all of the windows and then learning much more, but it's helping us to shape the path a lot. So the next big goal is to convince the oil and gas company to come partner with us and help us prove our technology at a bigger scale. Now we're at lab, so we want to put it in the real environment. And we also secured a partnership in Australia for access to space, energy, etc. So right now the main goal is to get the funding so that we can move to the bigger scale.
Fantastic. Is there one particular thing which you took away from the Climate Launchpad? What
Yes.
would that be?
The biggest thing is, yes, communication. So constant, it's customer discovery and conversations doesn't stop just in that 1 month of Climate Launchpad. So that started, but then that's something I always take away is you need to keep speaking, keep learning, because every month things change. Keep constant communication also with the people you are talking with as well. So it's not just customer discovery for Climate Launchpad, but constant communication. So this is the biggest thing I learned, and I'm still learning.
Amazing. So we will continue watching your journey and hopefully being of support when we can.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for being with us today. So I would also like to ask Sujan. He was also in the program, and he's an extremely active participant in many different ventures, and even an investor himself, and has so much experience, and is also very active internationally. Maybe Sujan, maybe first of all, you can tell how we met and how you actually signed up for the Climate Launchpad and what the company, what your company did, just briefly.
Okay, so I don't want to bore everyone, so I'll keep it nice and flowing. I represent a hydrogen energy company called EnergyR. We're fairly young. I think it's the 3rd year. But I'm actually a Tokyo Metropolitan Government startup mentor. So I help any up and coming company that's interested in scaling, even if it's just ideation stage all the way to just before IPO or just before selling the business. So EnergyR had approached me in April of last year, maybe a few months before Climate Launchpad's, I think, applications closed. So it was just a timely fashion. We could apply, and then we were chosen for the Japanese cohort. Quite often, Japanese people have an issue with pitching or just generally talking in English. And since this is an English-oriented program, I kind of raised my hand there. So I pitched on behalf of the company. There was a lot of mentoring sessions. I've already had 2 exits, one in Japan, one in the US. So I was usually on meetings, but I did take the notes. I got the, AI Gemini notifications and everything. And I shared it with the Japanese executives. It did help them with their balance sheet, their PL, how to actually do the finance stuff, how to actually strategically talk and not talk too much about the tech. That's just one of the very important points because we are a tech-oriented company and the founder tends to go very heavy on the tech. Investors are not necessarily too interested in the deep tech stuff. They're more interested in your business plan. Can they monetize it? Can we monetize it? Can they make back gains? So yeah, that was a kind of fresh take. Plus, Climate Launchpad accepts very, very early stage startups. That's also something that's maybe not so common. They help you kind of refine the idea during the program. So even if you're an idea, by the end of it, hopefully you have a full business plan formulated. Even if you come with a business plan, that's great. The mentors are very, very experienced. They have maybe 20, 30 years of experience on me, which is saying a lot because I also started at 17. But they come with like, I don't know, some of them come with 50 years of experience, IPOs, things like that. So their insights are very different from what I have. And it gives like a very holistic, the cohort, basically everybody helps each other. Like Shivani wrote stuff that helped other people. I wrote stuff that helped, or I don't know whether it was always positive, but I like to give criticism, hopefully useful criticism. And yeah, so everyone kind of works together. There's actually somebody here who was talking about backend Zaiko Kandi, who accidentally didn't mute his mic. I'm actually part of that company too. So there were 2 companies in this Japanese cohort that I was part of advising. Unfortunately, they couldn't get through. But the thing about Climate Launchpad is it's 9 slides only. You don't get to, do 8 slides. You don't get to do 10 slides. It's very thematic. Each slide has a purpose, and they grade you based on how clear you communicated on those slides. It's actually easier because sometimes, the guidelines are very vague. It's like, yeah, you can do up to 15 slides, and they don't really give you guidelines. This program gives you very, very clear guidelines. So it's quite easy to make the slides, get pointers, and refine your actual presentation. The other thing I would like to say is, since this is the Japanese cohort, it's very hard to enter the European markets, not just the language thing I mentioned. The European markets are a totally different experience. Japan is obviously Far East. It is called Far East for a reason. They have their way of doing business, doing fundraising, etc., etc. Europe has its own way of doing things. And Climate Launchpad, just the marketing you get, the free exposure in media, that itself is, I think, just worth joining. The free advice you get, the free marketing you get, and the connections you make. Like Christian said, I am also on part of a very large investment fund. Few of the companies from last year's cohort reached out. I cannot invest because that would be a conflict of interest. However, as a company, we do large investments. So it's kind of a win-win. And I like working with the guys at PDIE because they're quite positive and their feedback is quick. Sometimes, if you've been through other accelerators or maybe incubators, you might notice that they're not so proactive. You have to keep poking them. This is the opposite. They'll keep poking you, trust me. They'll keep sending you messages so that you're on track and you don't miss out on any deadlines. You don't miss out on your mentor sessions. And they kind of do the fine tuning of your slides. So it's kind of useful. I appreciated their insights. They were very candid. And my team, who is obviously not here, plus they don't really speak English, they also got a lot of interesting experience in dealing with the European ecosystem. So overall, I think if you're kind of on the ledge, haven't really fully decided, you should just send the application, join anyway. It's totally worth your time. Again, as an experienced entrepreneur, there are things I didn't know about the European ecosystem. So as a learning experience, I enjoyed it. Thanks.
Thank you, Sujan. That's always amazing to have you and also to have your insights. We should open the floor for questions. So I will remove the pin here now and open the floor for everybody who has potential questions about the program, how to apply. I posted the link and we will also send a message to everybody who has signed up for on PTIX. We will send a link with the application link again. It's very simple. You just need to go on ClimateLaunchpad.org and you find apply now. So that's the easiest thing, but you have to have an idea and you have to be committed and you have to go through the whole program. So and of course, have to go, it sounds like must, but it's really a lot of fun and you will learn a lot. And finally, maybe you will be one of the people who can really change the world. So is there any questions? Yuichi, you have some kind of further comments maybe, or Masako?
I have a question. I actually have a question from people who wanted to join CLP
Yes.
2026. They were curious, do you accept people who have an idea, but they're yet to incorporate? They haven't officially made a company yet.
Yes. That's also the beauty of the program. So you don't need to be incorporated yet. The maximum is basically that you have not more than 200,000 euros raised if you have incorporated. And you have POC or you're close to POC, basically.
Also, for the funding, after the application, if we get a round of funding, which happened with one of the companies,
Yes.
that doesn't count, right? That's okay. We can continue with the program.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Anybody else? Masako, some encouraging words from you as well?
So the Climate Launchpad is an excellent opportunity for those entrepreneurs and startup companies that are at the earlier stages of the development. Please be assured, the whole process and experience, a growth experience for you, but there are also follow-on accelerators and programs as your company grows, or for those companies of your peers that may be at a later stage of development. The journey always starts somewhere, and the Climate Launchpad, as the name suggests, is a fantastic, supportive environment for you to start or launch your idea. The applications are open; they remain open until mid-May. Please consider. We'd be really excited to hear from you should you be interested to apply, and we will support you through that process.
Great.
Oh, I actually wanted to add something that we kind of missed. So obviously there are sponsors like Bank of America, but there are also other types of attendees. Last year, UFJ, institutional investment, I think it's Japan's largest bank, MUFJ. They participated. They were there for the finals. They were quite keen on investing. It is small ticket, like 100,000 to 200,000 US dollars. Sorry, it's not in euros. Japan uses USD. But I think if you're early stage, that's low-hanging fruit. They are these banks that attend with their VC entities. So again, it's very hard to actually crack the investment, the funding side in Japan. They're kind of slow and they don't do big tickets. But through this program, you get to directly pitch the people who are in charge of investment at these banks or VCs. And I still have a good relationship with those people. So I'm sure they'll be attending this year's CLP 2026, probably silently sitting in the crowd or attending meetings. But at the end, they will definitely raise their hand and approach you if your product or idea or concept is interesting. So don't miss out.
Yeah, thanks, Sujan. I wanted to follow up on that. So I also spoke with them after the session, but then we kept in touch, and we also kept following up. And for us specifically, because we're doing something that's deep tech, they wanted a little bit more readiness level. So they told us to come to the next round. But like you said, it completely depends on the stage of the company. When we pitched, I think we were too early. So again, it's the relationship, right? So we still made the connection and we're constantly keeping in touch. So that's another thing, is once you meet somebody there at the network, like Sujan said, we might meet so many investors or maybe your co-founders or I don't know who, like anybody, mentors, etc. Just keep in touch and keep sharing updates as you go, so that it's not like, okay, it doesn't work out now, but it might work out next stage. So yes, I wanted to follow up.
Great. By the way, Sayaka Aoki-san, you are on the call. You are from the Tokyo University Sustainability Community. Are you listening right now? Sayaka-san?
Yes, I'm hearing, but I'm on the way of the flow, so I'm sorry
Yes.
if the sound is very bad. Nice
Okay.
to meet you. Yeah.
Thank you. So we just met yesterday actually at the CIC, and she is a part of the sustainability community in Tokyo University and also joined the CIC right now. So yeah, we hope to have a lot of applications also from some younger people and people who are doing research at different universities, because the topic of deep tech and climate is getting more and more interesting now, and that's something we want to raise the bar on this year. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. And I would ask Yuichi if you have some final closing words or encouragement, and then we can close the session for today.
Sure. So once again, everybody, thank you for joining, and sorry if you can't hear me very well. I can't hear myself very well right now. So I'm really hoping that you don't hear much of the background noise. So, but I'm very sorry. But yes, once again, I would like to encourage all of you to visit our website, pdiegroup.com, also ClimateLaunchpad.org, and take a look at the program itself. There's a lot to learn from the websites. And of course, once you join, there's a lot that you will learn along with us and along with the cohort. And I would echo Shivani and Sujan. There's so much to learn from from the program itself, but also from your cohorts. And again, they will become your lifetime friends for sure, because you are all aiming for this common goal, like-minded, and you are all change makers. So once again, we will welcome you, and we will. Sorry, I really can't hear you there. Yeah.
And I also wanted to say thank you very much for Georg and Justus. They are two of the mentors and coaches from the last year, and we had a lot of great feedback actually about our coaches and mentors, like Sujan himself also explained. Thank you, everybody. Thanks very much, and see you very soon. We have a lot in store for this 5th anniversary program. See you very soon. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Bye.